Hi, and welcome to Turra Company, the mother-daughter podcast about everything. Our mission is to make herstory, aka history, not by going viral, but by doing something that has never been done before in our family. Whether we have 2 listeners or 2 million listeners, we are bringing you our very best, and hopefully we are learning and growing together in the process. Now let's enter into the Turra Company experience and create herstory, aka history, together. Welcome to Turra Company. Hey, company.
Hi, hello, what's up?
Hey, everybody's in the... Oh, my God. We missed the episode last week.
We sure did.
Raggedy.
But it was out of our control.
It was.
Right.
We was
not our
raggedy. And, you know, we could have did it if we'd have really crunched to do it. So, company, this is what happened. Because I know y'all want to know. I know y'all looking for these episodes every week. And you was like, what does she mean there's not going to be a new episode when I published that Instagram post? So what happened was we live in Vegas, Henderson to be exact. I'm not going to give out my address because Ariel would be upset.
I would.
I know I wouldn't do that ever. But we live in a neighborhood that the power went out because we had 65 mile per hour winds last weekend.
It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And so the power went out, right? So, and it was out for all
Most
day.
of the day.
8 hours. It was like a full 8 hours.
It was like almost like a work day. So that was kind of interesting. So we could have recorded on Sunday and crunched it in, but it just didn't happen. So we love y'all, but sometimes, you know, we just got to take a break. Anyway, let's get to what today's show is about. And today's show is about, do you like everybody? And guess what? You don't have to.
Yeah.
Because I'll start.
Oh, we don't really. I don't think we really have to question if you
Like everybody.
Yeah.
But it's about, do everybody like me? Because I think you kind of feed off of that a little bit. You feed off of, like, if you meet a person and they vibing with you and you vibing with them, then y'all cool.
Right.
But sometimes you meet a person and you vibing with them, but they not vibing with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have that talk with yourself, like, okay, this ain't working out. Okay, I don't have to like them.
Mm-hmm.
The way that this came up to me is I was talking to somebody one day and they were talking about somebody, not in a bad way, but they just said something. And then they were like, don't get me wrong, I like them. And I said to them, but you don't have to. And I think the reason I wanted to have this show is to let people know you don't have to like everybody.
Nope.
You don't got to be nasty to them.
Right, yeah.
But if you meet somebody on the job or you meet somebody in your life or in passing and y'all not clicking, it's okay to not like it or not like them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like people think, oh, I got to like everybody. Kumbaya.
Well, because the other thing I think people think is that I think people think that, oh, me being nice to the person means that I like them.
Let me think about that. Me being nice to the person means I like them.
Means I have to like them. So they're to people.
Because I said don't be mean to them.
Yes. Because they're like, oh, if I say I don't like them or if I don't get along with them, that means I'm being mean to them.
Or if I talk about them behind their back in a not so good way, then that means... And that's what the person was doing. She was talking about the person in a not so good way, but I think she wanted me to feel like, wait a minute.
But I wanted to cover it up.
Yeah. It was like a cover.
Like that part is a little iffy. But at the end of the day, like if two people don't get along, that doesn't mean you have to treat them mean or be mean to them. Or you don't even really got to talk about them like that. You don't got to talk about them behind their back. You just they don't have to like be
They don't have to exist.
Yeah, they don't have to exist.
To me, they don't exist. So like, let me say this. I like everybody in the beginning. There has never, I repeat, never been a time where I've been like, I don't like that person just off the jump. It's never been that way for me. What happens with me is, again, if you got smoke with me, then I'm gonna have to have smoke with you. It's just reactive. My not liking is usually reactive, because when I meet somebody, I give them the benefit of the doubt. And I say, okay, this person, I'm looking, right? I'm looking and I'm listening and I'm learning. That's what I'm doing when I meet somebody. So then I'll see something that might be iffy. We talked about this a little bit on the Red Flag Show. If I see something that's iffy, then I'm like, yeah, you're not. Or if you betray me. Like, it is, listen, company. I need y'all to stop being out here being betrayers, because it is some people out here where you be like, whoa, where did that come from? Right. Why would you do that to me? Why would you say that about me? I've never done anything to you. It's just some people out there that's being supervillains, and I need them to stop and change sides.
What are they, Lex Luthor now? Like, what? Not the Lex Luthor.
But you know what I'm saying? Where they might be nice to you one minute, and then next thing you know, they just flip it. And then you're like, who are you right now? Like Two-Face. That.
See, back to supervillains.
Or Batman, right? Ain't Two-Face from Batman?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't deal with it. So for me, I like you in the beginning. I always start out liking somebody. But then you're not going to keep throwing daggers at me and think I'm going to be still liking you. And then once I don't like you no more, you probably won't even really know for real. I just stop talking to you. And if I have to talk to you, if I'm in a position where I have to talk, it's going to be hi, yes, and bye. It's not going to be nasty, because I'm not nasty. But I am aware, and I'm okay that I'm okay with the fact that I don't get along with everybody and everybody doesn't get along with me. And it's not that I'm a difficult person, because I'm a lovely person. Why is it so quiet? What happened?
Yeah.
Why did the crickets come out?
I made a face like,
well, they can't see you.
Oh, okay,
they can only hear you. Yeah. This is audio only, baby.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We're a true podcast, audio only. We probably won't be video forever. We gonna blow up. Our testimony is gonna be we blew up and went viral on audio. That's how we gonna be. Facts. Some of the biggest podcasts is audio only. So anyway, I like everybody, but I'm also okay with the fact that if I don't, I'm okay with that, because I know that I don't have to vibe with everybody. I don't have to get along with everybody. And once you start giving yourself that doesn't mean being nasty to anybody. But once you give yourself that permission to do that, I think you'll be in a better place, because you'll be like, wait a minute, this just ain't working out. Because some people push it. Like, they put that round square peg in a round hole, and you're like, why are you pushing it?
I used to be that person.
You used to push it?
So here's what I used to do. I used to be like you and used to like everybody in the beginning.
Yeah, benefit of the doubt. And I used to like kind of push it a little bit. So even after you like did something a little bit crazy, sketch, I would have still been like, well, you know, they're my friend, or they're such a nice person. You would justify it. Like, I would make excuses for them, essentially. And then after a while, I was like, I don't know if I need to keep doing this. So now in my olderness. So stop right there. I got to stop you right there. What do you think was making you push it?
The fact that I felt the need to be nice. That's why I said people feel like they need to. Some people feel like they need to be nice.
Because you would feel like if you broke it off right there, you were not being a nice person.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
I would feel
Let's break that down, because people out there feeling that way, they need to hear this.
I felt like I needed to like them. Like I needed to like this person.
Needed to like them so you could feel nice. And that kind of
it's essentially it's very self-serving at the end of the day. It's very like, because you're denying yourself your feelings or whatever your intuition is about that person, maybe. And you're just trying to make yourself feel better. Like it's just like a self-soothe or a self-comfort.
Wow.
But I promise you, it's never really as worth it as people think it is. So now that I'm older.
Yeah, because the person going to keep dogging you out because you being nice and they're showing you sketch stuff. They're going to continue to be sketch.
Right. So now I've just go into all situations pretty neutral. Like I'm still polite. I'm still nice. I'm still, cordial. But, and I think this is probably why, this is going to sound bad, but I feel like this might be why I don't have a lot of friends to this day.
And that's okay.
Is because since I stay pretty neutral, it's very hard to push.
For people to read you, maybe?
One, it's very hard for people to read me. And for two, it's very hard for me to also push in either direction. So since I start out pretty neutral, I take a really long time to try to analyze people, to try to watch people. Like you can't, like, I'm not going to have an opinion about somebody upon like the first meeting of them.
That's true. Because I always have an opinion and I'll come to you and then you'll be like, yeah, whatever. Like you'll always be neutral and I hate that. But Chelsi, no, baby.
10 toes down, baby.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, you know what? You're right.
Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, if I see something on that first meeting, I'll be like, okay. But I don't, like I said, it's very hard. It's very hard to push my needle when it comes to people. Like, it's very hard. Like, it takes a lot. Like, it takes me knowing you a lot, me talking to you a lot, me interacting with you a lot to make kind of a decision. A good example.
And then you still don't be making a decision for real.
Really, I don't.
And
like,
you'll make it. So this is what you'll do. This is what I notice. You'll make the decision for a minute. So you'll be like, yeah, they do some crusty stuff. But then you'll be like, but okay.
And then I'll go back to the whatever.
To the
like,
middle.
It's not that big of, like, I don't have to see them very often. It's not that big of a deal.
You do that all the time where you'll be like, this person did that, blah, 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 blah. It'll be crusty. And then you'll be mad about it. But then you'll go back and you'll be like, well, you know.
And then I'll go back to, again, the middle of the needle, and I'll just be like, whatever. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, that is, I don't know why. This is probably something I should talk to a paid professional about. But I don't know why. But at this point in my life, when it comes to meeting new people, it is very, like, there are only like a couple of people right now that I've like met since I was like probably since I graduated college or even mid-college that I've met and I've been like, wow, I really like this person. Like, there are
I'm really vibing.
Yeah.
I haven't had that experience lately either.
Yeah. And I've just been like, because most
Is it
of the
because
time,
where we live?
I think so.
I think it's because of where we live.
I think that's part of it. I think part of it is where we live. And I think another part of it for me is just friendship trauma that I just haven't like fully probably worked through.
But if you meet a good person.
Ariel, I'm going to stop you right there. You say you have so much friendship trauma, but I
really
feel
don't.
like if there's anyone in this family who has friendship trauma,
it should be me.
No, it should be me.
Chelssi.
It's
me. 100% Chelssi. I know.
Like, I have so much friendship trauma, but
but you move on.
I move on.
But Ariel doesn't move on. Like, she gets stuck.
Yeah, I get stuck.
And then Ariel is just, first of all, I think when I think about you guys and your friends, right? At your ages, you measure sort of your worth a little bit on how many friends you have. Because
people do.
Because you think, I have 10 people in my immediate circle that love me and like me. And it makes you feel a certain type of way, right?
Right.
But I'm here to tell you, as you get older, that circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, because life happens.
Like, when I was younger, I used to be like, dang, my mama don't have a lot of friends. I mean, and she has friends that she's known since she was a kid. But to me, because I had like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 friends, I just thought her little 5 friends was like, she only got 5 friends. That's crazy. But now I get it, because I think I only got 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying real close friends that you talk to all the time and you vibe with and you just know they got your back, you got their back.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get what Ariel is saying, but I think the reason why Ariel doesn't meet as many people is because you're kind of a homebody. How can you meet people if you don't go anywhere?
I'm such a homebody. Yeah. Like, I want to get hobbies that are like outside of the house, but
just haven't happened yet.
Well, that also just doesn't suit my interests. Like, that's like my interests right now in my life are reading, crocheting, and concerts.
Yeah.
Like, those are the only one where I've kind of like met some people and like kind of like know some people is through my concerts. And because I was originally going by myself. And then I've kind of met some people, some pretty nice, cool people.
Yeah.
So now I have like these people that if we end up going to the same concerts, I have some people like I can
you got a little concert group that
a little concert crew, as it were.
But you know what? You bring up a good point. We're going to get to Chelsi and all her friend trauma and stuff. But you bring up a good point, because when I'm on social media, I see I don't think you're alone. And that's why I wanted to have this show. Because I see young ladies doing trips by themselves. Like they're just doing things by themselves. And I was like, now when I was coming up, I just don't remember people just doing things like that by themselves. You had your little travel buddy. You had your little club buddy. You just had your person. A lot of my friends I met at work and we just vibed. But I think about it out here, I haven't made that connection. Like I have friends, don't get me wrong. I've met friends. I've met some wonderful people, but I don't vibe with them. Like I don't talk to them on the phone a lot. I don't go out with them. I used to, but I don't anymore. And it's like you just fall away because life happens, right? Life be lifing.
Yeah.
But at your age, I'm just trying to think of company. You know what? Let us know in our DMs or on our social media page where y'all think Ariel can meet people.
Well, what's funny is apparently that's like a big issue right now of people like
not meeting people.
Yeah, not having. They're called third spaces. Like you don't really have a lot of places where you can like meet people that are like meet new people. Yeah, and that's a thing that a lot of people in like their mid to late 20s that are going through right now. Oh wow! And it's mostly because like a lot of interestingly enough, I grew up during the time of internet friends, and I would kind of consider my concert friends like internet friends because we don't all live in the same city, in the same state, but we only see each other like maybe like a couple times a year for these concerts. Right. But that's kind of how I met them. I met them through like a Facebook group and we all kind of met up and we kind of vibed and we kind of clicked and we've been like, we send each other memes and like whenever a new concert comes out, we talk about it and like that kind of stuff. Right. So a lot of people around me and Chelsi's age groups have met people over the internet and they talk to them and they like, tell each other things and stuff like that, but they don't really meet each other very much in person. Yeah. And that's like an up and coming thing. Yeah, that's an up and coming thing. It's like with the dawn of the internet, you've been exposed to so many different people than the people that just go to church with you, go to school with you, that are in your immediate area. Like you can have a friend that like lives in Australia and you live in like Alaska or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Chelsi, what's going on?
What's up?
Do you feel like you gotta like everybody?
Oh, absolutely not.
You okay with?
Let me say this. I'm okay with not liking everyone, and I'm okay with people not liking me. Yeah.
And that's the best part, that second part. Yeah. That part.
Because for a while, I kind of used to, when I was younger, I used to struggle with that. Right. About like people not liking me. But as I've kind of grown up and all the friendship trauma that I've been through, as you mentioned earlier.
You got to have it, though. Friendship trauma is the best thing that you can have that can happen to you because it tells you what you don't want in a friendship.
And it really is a big like eye opener. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't. Now,
you don't mess around?
I don't mess around, especially as I always find a way to bring work into it. Yeah. But like with what I do, I deal with a lot of different personalities. Yeah. I think one of my coworkers said the other day, like we have like almost 200 students that I interact with every day. And when I first started, I used to be like, oh my gosh, like I never wanted to be like that instructor or that teacher that people were like, oh, I don't like her. She's not my favorite. Like that used to be like a big thing in my mind was I never wanted to be like that instructor. But then I got to a point where like, like I just kept getting like new classes and I was like, Chelsi, they're not here forever. Like, you're not going to see them every day for like the rest of your life. They're only here for like 6 months to a year. Yeah. So I'm like, if they don't like you, like that's all fine and dandy, you know? But, just not to say that, like, if I feel like one of the students doesn't like me, that I take that out on them I act a certain way towards them. No. I treat everyone the same.
Yeah. It's just, that's their problem.
Exactly.
And then the thing that I would say to everybody listening, including you guys, is as long as you've brought your best self to the situation, there's no guilt on you, right? You go to bed, you close your eyes and you're good. You put your head on the pillow and you go to sleep real sound because that's the thing. When I carry my best self to the situation and then it still gets clunked up, that's you. That ain't me. That's you. So that's my biggest thing. As long as you bring your best stuff. If you know you wasn't out here lying, scheming, cheating, doing crazy stuff, and you just was being yourself, then that means that person didn't like who you are, and they shouldn't be with you, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But treat me right. Don't disrespect me. But I've been in situations, Chelsi, where people have just come into the room, taken a look at me, and didn't like me, and that I will never understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that one I always rationalize it as, what do I rationalize it as?
They're jealous.
Yes, because what else could it be?
Yeah.
That's what I always think. So guess what? If you meet me and you don't automatically like me, you're jealous of me. That's where my mind goes, because and don't get this twisted. I don't think that everybody has to like me. Don't get that twisted. But when I've never opened my mouth to you,
and you already have an issue,
with me, that is very strange.
Quite strange. Yeah. I 100%
because
agree.
it's like you didn't even take the time to like have a conversation with me and like get to see my personality, because you're not going to see my personality by just looking at me.
Right.
You know
so
what I mean?
How did you surmise that you didn't like me? I haven't opened my mouth yet, or I've only said, hi, how are you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
and that
odd.
was, and I'm going to tell you, that's been a lot of my life. So I'm going to get back to you, Chelsi. I'm so sorry I broke you up.
You're good.
But when I was a kid, I went to all white schools. It was just a thing. We lived in a neighborhood where I went to all white schools. So I spoke very proper back then. I done changed it up now, but I spoke very proper. So back in the day when I was younger, when I would come around Black people or, non-white people, they would always judge me and say that I talked white, which I don't even know what that means, but that's what they used to say. Okay.
I hate that so much.
And so, or they would say, oh, why do you talk so proper? And because they was out here ain't be got no weapons, right? They out here talking about ain't be got no weapons, and I'm saying I'm like 5 and 6, and I'm like, could you pass me a cup of tea? I'm proper. So a lot of my life, people used to judge me on that and be like, oh, you think you're something because you talk It was crazy. So I had to code switch at a very early age. I had to learn for people to like me, so to speak. Because when I was that age, it was important. I used to have to code switch. So when I was with my others, I would speak my proper. But then when I got with my folks, I would go, ain't be got no weapons. And then everybody would feel comfortable. Look how I had to switch myself. I didn't have to, but look what I thought I had to do. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have to switch up. You should be yourself. And if somebody got a problem with it, it's their problem, not yours. It took me a long time to learn that, but if you have a friend, have you ever had a friend that was cool? Like y'all was vibing, like
that is the story of Chelsi's life.
Vibing, and then next thing you know,
happens
boom,
every year.
Drop out
all the time.
But let me tell you one thing about me. It ain't me. Let me just say this. It ain't me. Because I'm the same every single time it happens. It's not like I'm changing my personality to blend with these people.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
They must be changing theirs. Do you think they're changing theirs?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like something happens.
And you can only keep that fakeness up for so long. And I think that's what happens. I think they meet you.
People fix their personality to connect with me.
Yeah.
But then they realize that they can't keep up with that after a certain amount of time.
And then the real them comes out.
Exactly.
And then it's nasty.
Right.
It's like it just, their face just melted.
Right. Right.
Face just melted.
Right.
And I get that because that's happened to me before too.
Right. And I get it. I get why you want to be friends with me. Listen, I get it because I'm a real cool person.
Yeah.
I get it.
You are.
I am.
You definitely hold their secrets until you don't. I think you hold people's secrets really well. I say that to you all the time. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that was just really random for you to say it. I wasn't expecting that to come out.
Well, I'm just saying people so let me just say this. If I am friends with you and I tell you something, I do not want you running and telling the next person to the next person to the next person. And I think you're that kind of person where you will keep it.
No, I'm 10 toes down about mine. I don't play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because ain't nothing worse than you being friends with somebody and hearing your business come back around. That's I hate, baby. That's a way that really struck it wrong with me. So, but that's what I was saying. You're a secret keeper, I think.
Yeah.
Until you're not.
Because
sometimes you'll be like, wait a minute, I got to tell one person.
I got to tell one person. One person.
Good thing is usually that person is me. And I don't usually be running in the same circles as you.
Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to tell somebody who don't have nothing connected to the situation. Because sometimes you just got to get it out, right? You be like, listen to what I just heard. But you're not going and telling your circle. Because if you tell your circle, now it's a game of telephone where somebody's like, and then it came back and it's like, what? I didn't say that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got, you know what? Being a friend, we have a lot of episodes on friends, fun fact, because I feel like a lot of y'all out there
don't know how to be a friend.
Don't know how to be a friend.
A lot of people want friends, but they don't know how to be a friend.
Yes. Exactly, but they don't. Because think about it. There's no friend school. Who teaches you how to be a friend?
No, that's like social based.
But it's nobody that teaches you how to be a friend, right?
Right.
You can look at your parents. So if you have parents that have good, solid friendships, then you can kind of mold it off of that. But what if you grew up in a house where the parents don't have a good friendship line? Then you're like, you're doing that. You're doing what you see. So nobody teaches you how to relay your feelings, because that's what friendship is about. If somebody hurts your feelings, if you're friends with somebody and they say something off color, they don't know that they've said it off color. They think, we cool, I can say this to you, right? Because that's what most people do. Most people, that they don't intend to hurt your feelings, but it happens, right?
Right.
So when that person hurts your feelings, you have to, the onus is on you, hurt person, hurt feelings, to say, hey, I really didn't like when you did X, Y, and Z. It hurt my feelings. I guarantee you, if more people would start having those conversations, stuff would be squashed in 2 seconds, because the person, I guarantee you, probably is going to be like, oh my God, I did not mean to hurt your feelings.
Right.
That is not my intention. I thought that was a joke. And I am so sorry. And then you open up for the person to apologize to you. Because nobody's going to just apologize to you when they don't know they've offended you. Right. Hello.
Right.
It's crazy. But if you keep getting offended by everything, then we might have a problem. Because some people are just offended by boo. Do you know what I mean? And they don't know who they are. So if you say, girl, what's that? They get offended. And you're like, why are you getting offended? We close friends. You don't have to be offended by that, right?
Right.
And that's when you have to evaluate on both sides, right? Is this friendship, or is this person benefiting me? Do I like this person? You don't have to. You don't have to. And that's what our show was about today. We just wanted you to know you do not have to like everybody. But it's nice if you do find somebody that's a friend that you can get along with, talk those things out so that you can keep the friendship growing and doing what it's supposed to do, right? Having fun. Ain't nothing better than a friend that you just can giggle. Have y'all ever had a friend you just giggle and like you out of breath because something is so funny? You just, and those are the kind of people that I love, when you can just laugh and just giggle and nobody's taking themselves seriously, right? Because that's what happens when you're taking yourself too seriously. Well, you think you're smarter than me. You think you're better than me. You think you this, you think you that. Stop competing. What you have is for you. What I have is for me. It's just that simple. There's no competition in life. And if you're competing with people, that means you don't want them to win and you're not a real friend. Oh, I just did a rap.
Ooh, look at you.
So that's our show for today. We did a quick one today for you guys. Something you can listen to on your drive into work. So that's our show. And make sure you find us on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, it's not enough just to listen, because I see people are listening, but I need you to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we get new episodes. Follow us. Listen, no reviews. As you can see, I haven't had any shout outs for anybody because nobody's been rating us or reviewing us. So there's fun fact. You can rate us because we're a 5-star show. Ooh. You can rate us, but it's really, really nice when you give us a review as well, because that tells people what you liked about us, right?
And it tells us what you like about us.
Oh, my God. We love hearing that. I mean, not that we're big-headed or anything, but it does blow us up a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit. Send us a message. We love messages. I get messages from time to time, and I like them. So send us a message if you like. Tell Ariel where you think she can meet new friends.
Right.
I mean, she got her boo thing. So, sometimes when you be booed up, you ain't got time for no friends. You ain't got time for no extracurricular stuff when you boot up. So anyway, tell her what you think. And we will see you guys on the next episode.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We look forward to you joining us on the next episode. Until then, be inspired and enlightened.